how do I set my rates in private practice? And that's always a big one to start with. One of the things that I would say do first in deciding on your rates is to be able to do some research for your area, because the average rate that people charge is going to vary from one place to another. The other thing you have to take into consideration is, what is your niche? And I think the more specialized you are, and the more scarcity there is in an area for a particular niche, the more you can justify charging. Do some research. I think a good way to do that is just go to your Psychology Today profiles or the Psychology Today directory, and people list their rates on there. They list their what they charge per session. The other thing to look at is to do a little research into the average reimbursement rate within your area for CPT code 90837. And you can Google that and just do a simple search in there of what is the average reimbursement rate for my state, and put your state name in there for CPT code 90837. And that will give you a good idea of what the average is in your particular area. And then you can base the fees that you charge, or your session rate, on something within that range. Doesn't mean that you have to stick with that all the time, but that is a good place to start to really kind of think about, okay, what are people paying? What is a fair rate? And that sort of thing. Certainly you can charge what you want to for your sessions, but those are the places that I would start. The other thing that you can maybe consider doing is doing some extended sessions where you charge a little more. So doing a 90-minute session. Now, if you're insurance based, you might not get reimbursed for that. But for self-pay clients, I think a lot of times having that extended time period is appealing to them. When I go to my massage therapist, I'm charged based on the time they spend with me doing a massage. And so I think you can do different graduated fees based on the time that you spend with people. The average reimbursement rate for insurance in most areas across the country is anywhere from $150 to $170 per session for a 50-minute session. That could be kind of a guide, but again, do some research on what to charge. The other thing too to think about in what you want to charge is look at what you need to have for yourself, and then do the math around how many sessions you're willing to do in a week or in a month's time, and then do the math around what you would get per session. And that will help you determine whether or not that's going to be sustainable for you, knowing what to expect as far as what you pay yourself. So hopefully this is helpful. Just a short little video here on what to set your session rates at.